What's up guys, welcome back to my Mario Kart review series. Today I'm going to be diving into the best handheld title in the series, Mario Kart DS. And as I usually do, I will keep the intro short, so let's get right into it.
Here we go!
Ooh, the nostalgia. In comparison to Mario Kart Super Circuit, this game does the on-the-go job much better. Let's start with the menu. There is single player and then there is multiplayer, which I spent a lot of time with friends and family on. There is also online, which was kinda insane at the time. I never used it, but I heard it was something special. Down in the options you can make a nickname that will be displayed, and you can also create an emblem that is shown on your cart, which is really cool. The character roster is certainly a downgrade from Double Dash, but they brought back Waluigi, so that's all that matters, right? They also brought back Daisy as an unlockable in this game as well. There are two new characters, and those are Dry Bones and Rob, which you basically have to 100% the game to get. The character roster is actually quite decent for a handheld title, but I feel like they could have added a few more. There are also specific carts for every character, and on top of that you can unlock 6 more for each character later. Next are the new modes, and they are incredible. We have Versus mode, which is my second favorite mode in Mario Kart. You get to customize how you race, what speed, how hard the CPUs are, random maps, teams or no teams. I love it. The second mode is my favorite ever in Mario Kart, Mission mode. I think this mode is so cool. You are given a mission, you have to complete it in the time given. How well you do or how fast you finish decides what ranking you receive. In every 8 missions you get to fight a boss from Super Mario 64 DS. In Mario Kart. It did return in Mario Kart Tour, but it should be back in the next Mario Kart as well. Now into the racing part of the game, the track selection is totally up and down. We have absolute bangers, and then we have some downright atrocious ones. The game starts out with Figure 8 Circuit, which is a starter track, so it's boring. However, it's a great track to practice snake drifting. Next is Yoshi Falls, which is constantly called one of the worst in the series, and I don't understand that. This track is really cool to me. Moving on from that, we have Cheep Cheep Beach, which is actually a decent track. And to close the cup out, we have Luigi's Mansion, which is a really good track. The Booster Course Pass needs this one. The Flower Cup starts with Desert Hills, which I'm not a fan of. I don't really like desert tracks, and this is no exception. Next is Defino Score, which I can't find out why this track is so loved by people. I just find it okay. Speaking of loved tracks, Waluigi Pinball comes next, which I don't really need to go over. And the Flower Cup is finished off with Shroom Ridge, which is a really cool traffic track. Not the best, but decent nonetheless. The Star Cup gives us DK Pass, which is an okay track. Be sure to watch out for snowmen and snow boulders and you'll be good. Following that, we have Tick-Tock Clock, which is a really cool Mario 64 throwback. Then we have Mario Circuit, which is probably the most forgettable one in the series, not gonna lie. And last for the Star Cup, we have Airship Fortress, which is probably my second favorite in this game. The last Nitro Cup is the Special Cup, of course, and it contains Wario Stadium, which is a really hard track. Not as good as Waluigi Stadium though. Following that up, there is Peach Gardens, which is pretty good. It's a unique one for sure. And to wrap it up, we have Bowser's Castle and Rainbow Road, which are both decent. The Bowser's Castle is really unique, applying many new features we haven't seen before. And Rainbow Road is very similar to Double Dashes, but it features cool anti-gravity loops. But that's not it for the tracks, because we have new retro tracks. Yeah, you remember your favorite tracks from past games? Well, we ported them over to the DS and made them worse. Jokes aside, I'm thankful for the fact that we had the chance to play these tracks on the go. People often forget about that. For the tracks, we have selections from all the predecessors before this game. From the SNES, we have Mario Circuit 1, Donut Plains 1, Choco Island 2, and Koopa Beach 2. They are SNES tracks, so there wasn't really much going for them already. Then we have the N64 remakes, which probably turned out the best here. There is Moo Moo Farm, Frappe Snowland, Choco Mountain, and Banshee Boardwalk. All pretty okay remakes if you ask me. Third in every cup, we have the GBA remakes, which are Peach Circuit, Bowser's Castle 2, Luigi Circuit, and Sky Garden. And last are the Double Dash remakes, which is what set a lot of people off. We have Luigi Circuit, which is only good in Double Dash, so that was a terrible decision. Next is Baby Park, which is still great, however it only shows a fraction of the greatness it was. Then we have Mushroom Bridge, which they removed the bridge shortcut from, and removed the bomb, mushroom, and wiggler cars. And then the last track in the game is Yoshi Circuit. I agree that the Double Dash tracks just don't work in DS. Let's get into mechanics. The brand new items are none other than the Blooper and Bullet Bill, which both remained in the series up until now. As I mentioned, the drifting is really good in this game. The worst mechanic in this game is the losing your item thing, where if you get hit by pretty much anything, you lose your item. This makes the game super frustrating at times. The biggest mechanic in this game has to be the second screen mini-map, which can be used to locate items, scan for fake item boxes, look at the road in front of you, and it even shows cars on traffic tracks. It is a great tool. The red shells have also been updated to go for the side of the player instead of straight for the back. This makes the player need to watch the minimap closely to figure out which way to turn. The last thing before we get into battle mode is that the graphics have not aged well, which is okay for me. However, I don't like how only Toad, Drybones, and Rob have acceptable models. The rest of them are quite questionable. Now finally getting into battle mode, the new maps are the DS, Tart Top, Twilight House, and Palm Shore. All are pretty decent. They also brought back the best battle stages from the N64 and GameCube, which are Block Fort and Pipe Plaza, which is really cool. And that is Mario Kart DS. This game is the most up and down a game can get. There are parts that are terrible and there are some that are incredible. Next time on this series, I'll be going into Mario Kart Wii, my favorite game in the series. Thanks so much for watching, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.